Post-pandemic India witnessed an undeniable uptick in the consumption of Korean food, extending its fervor to smaller towns and suburban areas, and the state of Meghalaya is not far behind. From kimchi to barbecues to bibimbap and bulgogi, there is no doubt that Korean food is popular as we speak. Now, while it takes time to acquire the taste for the cuisine, the state of Meghalaya and Shillong in particular has welcomed it with open arms. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Aaron Lingdo. You're watching Shillong Buzz. Korean food primarily comprises stews and noodles with vegetables, meat and seafood, while dairy remains visibly absent. Another characteristic of Korean cuisine is the varied number of side dishes that usually accompany the main dish of noodles or rice. Whether you like spicy, tangy or umami flavors, Korean food offers all of this. On this edition of the episode, I caught up with Dajit Kupar Shabong to find out what's spurring the popularity of this newly discovered love over some sumptuous samgyeopsal. Jade, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
You know what, this is not my first time that I'm here. I've been here before as well. The first thing that I noticed here is the fact that the decor is simple and there's a lot of breathing space. Tell us why that minimalist approach.
Actually, it wasn't an approach of any sort. It was kind of like what we had at that time and what we could make do of what we had. The chairs, the tables, everything that you see is all have been made and nothing has been actually bought. So what we had at the time, we made use of it, and then people seem to like it a lot. I mean, like the setting, the home setting and everything like that. So we stuck to that, and then we kept on making the food better and trying to make the dine-in space as clean as possible. That was the only goal that we had, actually.
Right. So, you know, Kynjai Cloud Kitchen, as the name suggests, started as a cloud kitchen, and then from now we have this physical dine-in space. You've also hosted a wedding, if I'm not mistaken. How has the journey been so far? Can you tell us?
So the journey has been quite eventful, I would say. A lot of challenges, but a lot of learning spaces, I would tell you. Started as a cloud kitchen because after the pandemic, I had nothing to do. Basically, I wasn't making any income of any sort because this was a homestay before, and just right after the pandemic, there was no guests, no travelers at all that would come. So I started cooking, and my initial idea was to actually sell it online,
right?
Which worked perfectly well. I would cook, and then after that, I would actually go and deliver it everywhere around Shillong and everything. So the trend started like that for a week or so, but by the third or the fourth week, by the time I got back home, people would be waiting outside, waiting for their food to be done.
Right.
So then, because the space is available, it was already a vacant space here. So what we decided was that let's try to open and put a few tables for those people who would come.
Okay.
And then, so we had no chairs. We had tables, but no chairs. So I had to borrow from friends, all plastic chairs, and then, so we started like that. And I think we started with 4 or 5 tables.
Okay.
But then we realized we were always packed. We had line from here till the gate, people waiting to dine in. So then with whatever money we made, like every day we would invest in the kitchen. So even in the kitchen, as in the front would suggest, since we don't have any tables or any proper decor or anything like that in the front. So even in the kitchen also, I cooked on a small gas with one small karai.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that's how it all started. And then whatever we made every day, we would start buying, plates and cups and walk.
Baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps, so to say. So eventually. Customers started talking about this place and everything, and I chose Korean cuisine and a little bit of Japanese and a little bit of authentic Chinese cuisine, and I think that did it. I mean, the people here in Shillong don't have access to so much of these restaurants which serve so much of these cuisines, so to say. They have a few items, but not a full-fledged cuisine, so to say. So yeah, it did well, and people did come a lot. And from there only, then I could actually start building up, and so this is what we have right now.
Well, fair enough. You know what? The Korean cultural wave, found a lot of takers during the pandemic, as you said, and it's still increasing as we speak. In your assessment, what is spurring that popularity of Korean food right here in the Northeast?
So let's be honest, okay? I think BTS played
Yes, sure.
played a huge impact. I mean, right before the pandemic, K-pop was a huge hit, and K-drama was like, it spread like wildfire among the youths. And when the pandemic hit, the amount of people that actually started watching K-drama and K-pop grew exponentially.
Right.
What happened was that, so after the Korean craze and everything like that, so here in Shillong, there's very few places that allows people to actually eat the food. They know more about Korean food than I do. They come here, do you have this, do you have this? And I'm like, what is that? Like, stuff like that. So yeah, so they actually helped me by telling me like, oh, you should be making this, you should be making this, you should be making this. And from there, I would see how they prepared and everything, see if I can get the ingredients or not. Then that's how it starts. Like, so that's how I actually do it.
So tell me a little bit, personally, are you a fan of Korean food or not?
I'm a fan of food.
Just food. But what about Korean food? Now that you've been cooking and doing this for a while, are you a fan of the cuisine?
Of course. I'm a huge fan of Asian cuisine. They're very precise, especially Japanese and Korean. They're very precise with what they do. And they make sure that they don't substitute like you cannot just substitute anything for a dish of ramen or for a let's say, even if it's just a torikatsu or something like that. So what they do it's very simple, it's very precise, and it's very tasty also.
Right. We will talk about kimchi in a bit, but I want you to tell us a little bit about the menu in general and what are some of the food and what you serve here that people should try when they reach Kynjai Cloud Kitchen.
Now that is a very, very interesting question.
Right.
Yeah. So looking at the menu, so here it goes. So these are Korean, kimchi fried rice, your bibimbap, and your bibimbap in stone bowl, and this is Chinese. Okay. Anyway, so how it started was that I wanted to make something for the Korean fans, for the K-pop fans and everything like that.
So Jade, the Korean barbecue exclusively for the show.
Yes.
Right? Why don't you help explain to our viewers what it is in the first place?
Okay, so in Korean culture, so they love to do this. They love Korean and Japanese culture actually. They love to grill meat. And so we always see this a lot in K-drama and everything like that. They grill meat, they have soju with it, and it's very tasty, and it's very nice to actually do it among friends. So even the customers here, they come like in a group of 5, 6, 7, or sometimes 10 also, and they end up sitting here for hours on end, chit-chatting, grilling meat, having fun, and the only thing that's not here available in Kynjai is the soju.
Okay.
So that's the only thing. But out here, so basically it's like grilling meat with your friends and all. So
fair enough. So let's eat. Let's see what you have for us.
Okay. So,
and before I ask you my next question, which is, when we talk about Korean food, it's not just a trend anymore. It's got its own health benefits, if you will, right?
First of all, let me talk about the meat.
Right.
So this is very local. So this has not been processed in any way. Nothing has been added here except a little bit of salt, just to make it a little bit, lasting in the freezer and everything like that. But nothing has been added. This is like local. This is bought from the market, and then I process it myself, and then we make sure that this is very fresh.
Right.
Okay, so you can just eat it like that, and so you kind of like wrap it in lettuce, and with these sauces and all, and it's just amazing.
All right.
Okay, so the health benefits, like I said, so meat, lots of meat, but no preservatives and all, so it is very healthy and very natural, so to say.
Right. And what are the sauces that we have here?
So here we have the chili sauce, then we have gochujang.
What is gochujang?
So gochujang is a chili paste, a Korean chili paste.
Okay.
So it's not that spicy. It has a tangy taste to it, so
Okay.
it goes very, very well. But I think gochujang is just like haldi in
Acha,
Indian
fair
cuisine.
enough, yes.
Everywhere it's there.
Right, right.
Everything that you make, you put a little bit of gochujang, it makes
It
it
works.
It works. Yeah, it works. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Fair enough. And
Because,
we are the lucky ones on the show to have this exclusive for us. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks to you for being here. So you just put it like this,
Right.
and then you add your sauces. So some
I'll have the sauce that you were talking about.
a
Yeah.
little bit of gochujang.
Okay. Right. Right.
And I think a little bit of sweetness.
Okay.
And then so this.
So a little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Then you wrap it like this.
Very kind of you.
Yeah.
And this goes the entire thing, right?
The entire thing, the entire thing. And you get the meat, the lettuce, and also the sauces and everything. How is it?
Well, I can't
It's a
talk for
mouthful,
sure.
right?
It's a mouthful. I can't talk. To be honest with this, amazing.
So yeah. Especially on a hot day with a glass of chilled beer, it works fine. It works amazing actually.
I agree. So people can get this throughout the day when they come here, right?
Anytime, yeah, anytime. Anytime of the day. Anytime of the day. They can come anytime of the day. We always have this available.
So, Jade, fact check. There are other Korean restaurants in town. What do you do differently? Because you have competition, that's for sure. What do you do differently to stay on top of your game?
So, honestly, I keep my head down and I look at my own food and I don't bother what them. I think I make sure that whatever I do better than what I did yesterday. And to make sure that I'm very consistent with my food, I make sure that all my ingredients that since the time I started till now is the same. I don't change. And I think for a fact that because I am always here, I'm always in the kitchen cooking and making sure that everything is done the same way, I think that has played a very important role.
And Jade, Kynjai Cloud Kitchen is not just food in itself. You've got other events happening in this place, and that is the Cosplay Event. I'm sure, a lot of the viewers looking at the program right now would like to know what and why in the first place did you feel the need to bring in such an event to the restaurant?
So like I was saying, it's all about my customer base. And we have kids from 16 till they're 25. They're all in school or colleges and all. And this is what the kids nowadays really love to do. I mean, like to dress up. Back in the days, it was fancy dress for us. But that was very like minimalistic and everything like that. But looking at today's age, the amount of effort and amount of detail that they go into making these cosplay gear, it's amazing.
Right.
It's amazing. Last year when I started this restaurant and all, I actually saw that here in Shillong we don't have as much exposure to these cosplay community as other states have, like Nagaland and Mizoram. So I was thinking, like, why not? Let us try. What's the harm? Again. So I actually hosted a cosplay event, a meet and greet, and we were so happy with the turnout. There were about 60 cosplayers or so,
Really?
young kids, and all the way up to I think the oldest was about 32 or 33 years old.
Interesting.
So, and then most of them have actually made their own costume. They've actually made the swords, the shields, and the padded shoulder wears, and everything from cardboard or thermocol or something like that. And it shows that we don't lack so much from other people. So, and then there's that enjoyment bit. People really enjoyed, having that type of an event here. Yeah.
I want you to introduce to us to Kynjai wines, because straight after the homestay, you jumped into, wine making. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that part of the story?
Yeah, so Kynjai Homestay, we were hosting a lot of people, and then suddenly we started getting a lot of people from abroad. And then when it comes to people from abroad, they are very curious about what we locals do. And the only thing local at that time, when they asked what local thing that do you have to offer us, I had only the local wine that me and my friends would make and would drink for ourselves. We don't sell it anywhere. But these guys, they were like, let us have a taste of it and then let's see. So when we actually gave it to them, they actually liked it. And the best thing about these foreigners, they were telling us how to actually improve our wine. They would tell us about the way wine was made, and what type of yeast we should be looking at, and the importance of temperature in winemaking.
True.
We never knew that.
Exactly.
We actually never knew that.
The technicalities.
Yeah, technicalities of it. And then so we incorporated whatever we learned, and sure enough, within the next batch, the wine has improved a lot. And we started serving to a lot of these travelers and everything, and they've enjoyed the wine so much. Luckily in 2020, the government has passed that wine policy, homemade wine policy, where we took advantage of it, and then we have a manufacturing license as of right now. And the thing about the government, which worked in our favor out here, was like the Farmers Commission picked this up.
True.
And they've given us a lot of training. They've invested a lot in us, in winemakers. We've come for an exposure trip to Nasik. We've come for internship in Bordi, making wine, looking firsthand how wine is properly made, and that is really I could say very valuable to us. We as individuals, it would have cost us a fortune.
True. Yeah.
But since the government was in place, and they help us a lot, they help us amazingly, and rest assured, Kynjai wine right now, from the days to come, will be one of the best wines that Northeast has to offer, I would say.
Well, best of luck with that for sure. Yeah.
Maybe the best fruit wine in the country. I can say that.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's one thing which is very striking about this place is the service. I remember when I came here for the first time, I saw these, young boys and girls probably still in college. And now you've also put out something again on social media about you looking for people to assist you, if you will. Why decide to involve them in doing all of this, if you will?
So let's look at how Kynjai started, why Kynjai started. Kynjai was basically something which I wanted to start on my own and start earning a little bit of what I can do, what I personally love to do. Not something which I have to do, but something that I love to do, and whatever I do I have to make sure that it actually made money for me to actually sustain my living. So when I started this, it was the homestay and the wine. We did not need any employees, so to say. We could do most of the things ourselves. Now, but when I started the kitchen, and I was still cooking myself, delivering myself, but when I was telling you, when people started lining up, coming, then I needed more help. So I tried to get professional help, and in the kitchen, which I managed to do, and we're doing very well in the kitchen. Now, looking at the front, now I look back at my college days where I've always told myself, like, I wish I had something to do after college.
True, like people in the West, you go to McDonald's and you get your thing done.
Exactly. And we grew in that age where we always see in TV that they're doing some part-time work, and it would be so nice for us to do something like this, but we never got the opportunity. Now here is me now looking back now, and I was like, I could give this opportunity to people. There's so many students, there's so many kids here, and I bet out of a few thousands that we have here, maybe even if 10 would be willing to work, it'll be very good for me. So I started asking, first I asked friends if they could help us, and they came, and then they did an amazing job. Because if you look at the work structure or the work profile, a waitress or a waiter, you don't need rocket science for it. You're just serving people. You just need people who can humble themselves to serve, to do something kind to another fellow human being. And I've realized, or I've found out that there are so many kids who are like, who really wants to do that, and they're earning some pocket money for themselves.
And why not?
Yeah, and why not? And the best thing about this is that every 3-4 months we get to change, or it's not like we fire them, but actually, so what do these kids do, especially when they're in the 3rd and 4th sem, they have this time where they can actually relax.
In between
so
time.
In the in-between time. So they do come. So most of my kids are 3rd, 4th semester.
Okay.
So they come and join in the 3rd semester, and they stay up till the 4th semester. But when the 5th semester hits, then things get serious in college. They're like, oh shit, I have to actually, get back to my studies and all. So every few months, we do have interviews and everything like that. We call people to come, and then we do have new people, circulating, so to say, here in the restaurant.
If you ask me, I vouch for that idea because I really like it so much. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had that when I was in college myself. Anyway, my final question to you is, what's next for yourself and the restaurant?
So, what's next for myself? Now, too much work, too much tension. Now, I don't want that. So, here it goes. Kynjai, I've served people here, and regarding wine and food. What I've noticed is that people from Guwahati, people from Bombay, people from Delhi have come, especially from Guwahati, people have driven all the way from there to come and have food here. And people from other states in the country have had the food here and they've loved it.
Right.
Now it's given me an idea, why not make more branches of it? Maybe in the years to come. First of all, I have to learn the business first, like everything about it. Maybe it'll take me another year or so. And then most likely I would definitely want to have a similar restaurant in Guwahati or in Calcutta or in Delhi, if possible. Serving this same type of food. And whereas for the wine, now the wine I have a lot, I'm really looking forward to the wine. Because we've taken the wine to Vin Expo, and sommeliers there have tasted it, and they are really surprised and happy that we have this type of product here in India.
And you see potential in it.
They keep on telling me like there's huge potential in it. So that's why I'm trying to invest more money here, try to actually make what is called wine tourism. So this is what I've learned, like thanks to the government again, taking us to Nasik. They've actually shown us the way that, even with wine and food, it can be incorporated with tourism.
Exactly.
So that is my main goal or main aim for my wine, to actually have a proper place where tourists can come, see how we make wine, taste our different types of wine, have a nice tour of our winery, have a taste of the food and everything, have a nice stay, and go back with that experience. So I'm trying to sell this experience to people from out of state. So I feel like if we kind of like try to do this, it will be very good for the economics of the state.
The very ambitious man sitting across my table. I wish you the very best of luck. Thank you so much for having me in my team.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Once again, thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Jade. Thank you. The K-craze sweeping India is a testimony to the universal appeal of Korean drama and the power of cultural exchange. While trips to South Korea to immerse in culture like that are an expensive affair, visiting restaurants that serve Korean cuisine has become a popular choice among K-food lovers here in town. Well, it is a fascinating time of cultural fusion. I'm Aaron Lingdo. You're watching Shillong Buzz. Until next time, goodbye.